Hey boys and girls, so last semester we talked a lot about our letters. We learned all of our letters, we practiced what sounds words start with, we practiced naming words that started with a sound, and now we're going to keep on going with knowing if two objects start with the same song, which we have worked on in small groups last semester, but now we're going to really dive deep into it, okay? So Ms. Walashik has a lot of objects in her special basket. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the beginning sounds and decide if they start with the same sound, okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about. The first two objects I have, thank you, are cookie and corn. Let's see, what's the first sound you hear in cookie? Thank you. Yep. Good. And look, this is corn. What's the first sound you hear in corn? K, k, k. So if cookie starts with k and corn starts with k, do those start with the same sounds? Yes, very good. They both start with k.
What does your staff student have first name?
Reyes.
Reyes. That's what she put down.
All right, let's do another one. So I have another one in here. I have milk. What's the first sound that you hear in milk? Good. And I have a mop. What's the first sound that you hear in mop? Very good. So if milk starts with and mop starts with do they start with the same sound? Yes, they do. They both start with very good. All right, let's do another one. This time I want you to decide, okay? So we have a cat, say cat, and a mouse. Can you say mouse? Good. Now tell me, do you think cat and mouse start with the same sound? Well, let's see. What's the first sound you hear in k? Oh, in cat. K. And what's the first sound you hear in mouse? So do those start with the same sound? No, good job. All right, let's do another one. We have a car, say car, and camera. Can you say camera? Now tell me, do you think car and camera start with the same sound? Well, let's decide. Let's see if you're right. What's the first sound you hear in car? K. And what about camera? K. So do those start with the same sound? Yes, they do. Very good. All right, what about, ooh, my moose. My poor moose's antlers came off. All right, we have two more. All right, we have a mirror. Look, there's Miss Walashik. And a moose. Can you say moose? Moose, good. And mirror. Yep, so do moose and mirror start with the same sound? All right, well, let's see if you're right. What's the first sound you hear in moose? And what's the first sound you hear in mirror? So do they start with the same sound? Yes, they both start with All right, we have one more. All right, we have a mailbox. Can you say mailbox? And a camel. Say camel. Does mailbox and camel start with the same sound? All right, well, let's check. What's the first sound you hear in mailbox? And what's the first sound you hear in camel? K, k, k. So do those start with the same sound? No, because mailbox starts with and camel starts with k. Very good, boys and girls. Thank you for playing with me. Kiss your brain. All right, and we'll keep practicing tomorrow.